This is a business meeting. Like many business meetings, the topics of discussion here will range from sales and marketing to manufacturing, new product development, and more. But unlike most business meetings, these executives are not required to wear suits and ties, nor have they been assembled in the confines of a formal corporate Wall Street conference room. On the contrary, these men and women are conducting their business while taking a cruise, because this forum is made up from a group of independent Amway distributors, each of whom has earned the opportunity to attend a 5-day seminar conference aboard the Enterprise 3. Over 132 feet from stem to stern, this exquisite ship is as fine a motor vessel as you'll find anywhere in the world. Custom designed and built for Amway in the Netherlands by world-renowned master shipbuilders C. van Lent and Zonen, the Enterprise 3 was christened in July of 1980 and pressed into service immediately. The captain of the Enterprise commands a crew of 8 experienced seamen, and the sole mission of this luxurious floating conference room is to host a continuous series of business meetings, attended exclusively by qualified independent Amway distributors. Following a route that runs from Peter Island, St. Thomas, and Miami, all the way up the eastern seaboard to historic Nantucket Island, the Enterprise 3 changes her course, passengers, and port of call on a weekly basis. But 2 things always remain the same. Wherever she drops anchor, the Enterprise 3 is always the pearl of the harbor, and her cargo is always diamonds. Because the captain is a firm believer in the old adage that all work and no play just might make Jack a dull boy, distributors are usually allowed a certain amount of shore leave. And when that happens in a place like Nantucket Harbor, almost anyone can, with a little imagination, leave the 20th century far behind. This picturesque port wasn't always lined with pleasure boats and day sailors, not by a long shot. For generations past, this island and the people who lived here saw more than their share of whale oil, adventure, tall ships, and tall tales.
Gramps, is it true that bands of pirates used to raid merchant ships around this area?
Hard to say, lad. The high seas have seen a lot of adventure over the years.
You mean it might be true about Captain Hook burying all that treasure on Dead Man's chest?
Could be, lad.
Wow, you think anyone ever found it?
They say not. The story is they left a crew of pirates behind to guard it.
And they're still there?
Them are their ghosts. They never came back to get them.
Wow, wonder if there are any treasures on those ship, Gramps.
Wouldn't surprise me a bit, lad. No, sir, it wouldn't surprise me a bit.
There's treasure aboard the Enterprise 3, all right, but not the kind you bury in a chest. This treasure is more of an opportunity that's shared with people throughout the entire free world. But up until now, no one has tried to find it in quite the same manner as this daring young adventurer.
Say, mate, what are we hauling this trip? Rubies, emeralds, diamonds, maybe crowns?
Diamonds, nothing less.
That being the case, maybe we ought to alter our course.
How's that?
Well, with that kind of bounty aboard, maybe we ought to head for Peter Island and drop some of our treasure off at Dead Man's chest.
Not just yet. We'll be getting back there soon enough. Hey, are you going ashore?
No, you go ahead. I'm going to stand watch for a while.
Gramps was right. There is a treasure on board, but I'll never get a chance to look for it if he doesn't get up and leave before I fall asleep. Asleep.
Well, what have we got here, mates?
Sneak a little stowaway, I'd say.
Looking for a free ride, are you, boy?
I'll give him a free ride on the heel of my boot.
Get out of there, rascal. You're going up to see that captain.
We got some dinner here for you, Captain.
Well, what do we got here, mates?
I guess I'm a stowaway.
A stowaway, huh? Well, now that you're aboard, you're going to have to learn to do your share of the work. Take him down to the galley and let him help the cook.
And if the cook don't want him, then what?
Then maybe the sharks do. Throw him overboard.
Overboard? I ain't going overboard. I'll help the cook swab the decks, climb the mast, but I ain't going overboard.
Well, I'll be. I think we've got a stowaway.
I think you're right. What'll we do with him?
Take him out to see the captain, I guess.
Oh, no, not again. Are you Captain Hook?
No, Knight. Captain George Knight. And who, may I ask, are you?
I guess I'm a stowaway.
A stowaway, huh? Well, I guess now that you're on board, you're going to have to learn to do your share of the work. Take him on down to the galley and see if he can help the cook.
Needless to say, a person could do worse than to be appointed cook's helper aboard the Enterprise 3. Because as such, you'd be working for a master chef who could teach you everything you'd ever wanted to know about preparing food that's fit for a king. And come to think of it, this is one place where even a king would feel right at home. For his table would be set with golden dinnerware. His guests would be diamonds of a very special cut, the kind that are carved out of a free enterprise system that rewards its own in direct proportion to their own achievements. Before breaking bread, this king would first be invited to bow his head. After the guests have been properly attended, the ship's crew is served in another dining room, one that's located in their own lounge next to their own quarters. And when it's time to eat in this part of the ship, it's time to eat hearty. Because on a luxury liner of this caliber, there's always work to be done.
When we're at sea, I spend most of my time right here in this wheelhouse. We control everything from this point. Our radars are here, radios, controls from the throttles, engines, everything. Literally everything is done from up at this point.
The captain's quarters are situated immediately adjacent to the wheelhouse. Here he can retire to review his daily agenda, record the ship's log, chart his course, or take his leisure between assignments without ever having to wander too far from his primary command post, except, of course, when it's time to take inspection.
doing some thinking about that treasure I was looking for. Did you make all the money you wanted last year?